I understand a lot of people don't like change in general, right?
That is true.
And
a lot of people don't like change. It's like their whole world collapse if change happens.
yeah, and
And then a lot of times change is good. Like,
well, change is inevitable. Whether it's good or bad, it's inevitable. That's the thing. And I'm one of those people where I had a friend years ago ask me, do you like change? And my response was, yes, when it's a change that I was wanting to happen. The reality is I don't like change.
Mm-hmm.
And most people don't. But, I don't like when you're, you're kind of, in you're used to something being some way and you're comfortable with it, you enjoy it being that way.
Yeah.
And then it just changes into something you don't even recognize anymore. To me,
Exactly.
but I will say, for me, if it's a drastic change, that's more polarizing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what I will say, whatever it is, be it a person, be it a piece of media, whatever it is, in a way, the change is good because it can always bring in new people too. However that, like if you change, we're going to naturally change as people all the time, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to naturally drift away from certain friends and drift toward other friends and all sorts of relationships. It happens in romantic relationships and stuff all the time, especially. But you're always going to change.
Mm.
You're not going to be stagnant.
Yeah.
And to an extent, I think if you are stagnant and you're not kind of continuously evolving, I mean, in a way, that's kind of a bad thing because you're not growing, right? You're not.
Yeah. So like you said that you initially don't like change. Like, that's
Not drastic change. I would say that's the big thing.
okay. So me, I'm the complete polar opposite. I love change.
But do you like change just for the sake of change?
I don't.
Right. Okay.
I don't. I love it when I'm in different situations.
Mm-hmm.
Not really. I mean, who loves being in bad situations? Like, yay!
Yeah.
I'm about to drown in my car. Like, no, it's terrible.
Right.
But like for example, moving up to a different place for you. That's a big change.
If okay, let's say this for example, because I think this is one that I think is like easy to kind of fixate on, but it doesn't. It's one of those things that it doesn't really matter unless you kind of think about it too much. Let's say your partner has had a specific style about them that you've really liked, be it their hair, their clothing, whatever it is, something like that, right?
Yeah.
And out of the blue, they just completely change their whole style, right?
Yeah.
That would be jarring, right? Would you be...
Yeah.
Would that be a difficult adjustment for you? Because for me, if I got used to my partner being a specific way, if I got used to her, dressing and looking a certain way, and that just completely changed.
Yeah.
That would be difficult for me to accept.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that, me personally, that's hard for anyone who has a partner or anything. But me, I kind of like it.
Yeah? Because it keeps things interesting?
It actually does. And yes, it is kind of difficult to, like, see it like, whoa, okay, you've had long curly hair, now you have short straight hair,
right?
All that stuff, and
sure.
you dress like this, and now you're dressing like this. For me, that would be kind of difficult to kind of adjust to, but for me personally, it would be a quick adjustment. Like, for me, it'd be like for about a week, maybe a week and a half, it'd be like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. And then if I'm seeing the person more often,
yeah,
I get used to it. I'm like, okay, maybe I can dig this, and then we hang out even more.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, I can dig this. I like it.
I think what it comes back to for me is ultimately that concept of, is it a change? Basically, is it a change that I like? Is it a change that I wanted to happen? Whereas, like, I know we were just talking about this earlier. I like straight hair. So if you know, if my girlfriend naturally had, I guess, more of like a wavy, or she got it curled and you know, whatever, and then she just started straightening it all of a sudden, and I prefer that. I would most likely like that change, right? But if it was the other way around, or if it was like she had, you know, long hair and then I'm just gonna cut it off. Like if it's a change that I wasn't wanting to happen in the first place, then it's very difficult for me to accept. But if it's a change that I wanted to happen, then I can work with that.
I like, for me, for example, you know, a big change. I actually used to live in Colorado till I was 7, and then I moved down here to the good old state of Florida. Up until 2017. And then I moved for school because it was when I was in college. I moved up to the Adirondack Mountains in upstate New York. And I was born in the cold, but I was brought to the heat and the extreme disgustingness of moisture and all that crap. I hate Florida. Anyways, so I was reintroduced to cold, and that was a change that I didn't really like because, you know, I was set in my ways here in Florida. You know, I was used to the heat. I was used to sweating all day, every day, day and night. And then up there, it was, you know, I had to adjust my lifestyle. So I love taking cold showers down here. And not really hot showers, you know, like, it's just, up there, you have to, like the showers up there in our dorm rooms, they only had warm or hot. There was no cold or cool. So I had to adjust taking warm or hot showers.
I don't get people that take cold showers. I can't do it.
I love it. Just slaps you in the face.
I believe that, but I mean, that's
and then
also,
like my clothing style, like you know, I dress very.
I was gonna ask, you're wearing a jacket in like 75-degree weather.
Well, now because in Florida, like, cold front's coming in, and as I was outside today and I was walking up here, man, it was cool outside. Like it was pants and sweater weather. It was fantastic, but and also the clothing up in upstate New York. I dress, you know, very flamboyant, whatever. I don't wear
I mean, you always do.
But like, I don't wear a lot of thick stuff. Like right now,
how many sleeves does that have?
Huh?
I'm joking. You said I don't wear a lot of thick stuff. How many sleeves does that have?
But up there I had to wear 3 pairs of underwear. 3 pairs of socks. Pair of sweatpants, and then 2 snow pants.
Well, it was also winter at that point, right?
It was winter all year round up there.
In New York?
Oh yeah, it was cold every single day.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was terrible. Well, not really terrible, but at nights it got extremely. It was ridiculous.
That's kind of cool.
But I had to wear 3 socks, 3 pairs of underwear, sweatpants, 2 snow pants put over that. It was like walking to class. I was like, my arms were up. I really couldn't bend my arms. I mean, I had to basically waddle everywhere. It was really bad. And each time you had to go inside, you had to take off your heavy stuff. And, you know, each time you went outside, you had to put on your head. You know, it was a major change to the way that I am and all that kind of stuff. I moved back down here, and then I was like, you know what? I'm never having thick clothing on ever again, because I was sick and tired of it.
It's interesting. I was, of course, born and raised here in Florida, and hated it all.
I apologize.
Hated it all 23 years of my life so far.
I apologize again.
Yeah, no, I've been to a few other places. I've only ever been, though, like, you know, because when I was very young, I was like, 4 or 5, something like that, maybe 6, or I went to an acting and modeling agency in Texas, and I went to, let's see, I've been to Mexico and a few other, but that was on a cruise, and the Bahamas on a cruise and stuff. I've been to Pennsylvania, which is my mother's side of the family, you know, and stuff like that, and I've been to Tennessee a few times. And in general, I think I prefer weather everywhere except Florida and Mexico. Because it was really... I mean, in Mexico... When I went to Mexico, we went to the Cayman Islands. And when we went there... Oh my God. We went and we visited the Mayan ruins.
Oh, that's cool.
And... Well, we did learn an interesting fact, by the way. Because we learned that 2012 was not... The Mayans didn't believe it was the end of the world, but they believed it was just like a new millennia, right? A new...
Okay, yeah.
So, and it was like in 2012 that we actually went, so it was interesting to...
Yeah.
But also, it was so... When I tell you it was hot, I mean, it was unbearably hot.
Ugh.
I kept trying to find shade in different places to be. Like, I think it's bad here, and it is bad here, but it is... Oh my God, it's so bad there. It was so... I couldn't do it. I really couldn't. That's one of the many places that I could visit for a little bit, but I really wouldn't want to, stay in.